continue to talk about what are the benefits of meditating. I mean, we hear about meditation all the time, and yeah, it's good for relaxing, it's good for calming me down, it's good for dealing with stress, but I mean, I can go and get a massage and have the same benefits. Or, you know, I can just go to the gym and I can feel, you know, really relaxed, or have a really nice meal and that's gonna deal with my stress from the day. So why should I meditate? So today I want to talk about some of the deeper reasons about meditating, and I'm going to start by talking about the science behind meditation. I mean, when we meditate, what really goes on? So what happens when we meditate? A few things. First of all, you have an increase in alpha waves. An increase in alpha waves is associated with relaxation, so that's one of the benefits of meditating, but don't worry, there's more. We also have GABA, which gets increased. Now, GABA is gamma aminobutyric acid, and this counteracts anxiety and stress symptoms. So a lot of friends that I know that have been dealing with anxiety, they have found that meditating has helped them a lot. It also is associated with higher levels of serotonin. When people have depression, they have low levels of serotonin. And so with this increase of serotonin that your body's secreting when you meditate, well, this is going to help to combat depression. We also have brain-derived neurotrophic factor increases, BDNF, and this is responsible for neural health and neuroplasticity. Now, what is neuroplasticity? Neuroplasticity is basically creating more pathways in your brain, neural pathways. So for example, whenever you learn a new activity, dancing, a new language, mathematics, whatever, your body, your brain has to create, you know, more pathways to be able to respond quicker and to be able to find that answer faster and to be able to solve, you know, those problems faster, to be able to move your body for that dance movement a little bit faster. So that's what's happening when you're meditating. If you look at an image, an MRI image of a brain of somebody who doesn't meditate versus somebody who does, you're going to see all these kind of branches that are in the brain image of somebody who meditates, and those are those neural pathways. It means that when you're doing an activity, you know, regularly, your brain becomes faster. It's kind of like, you know, when you go to the gym. Maybe, you know, the first time you try to do a workout, you're a little bit slow, you can't lift that much, but if you keep going every day, guess what? You're a little bit quicker with your workouts, you can lift a little bit more. The same goes with your brain when you meditate. And so this neuroplasticity that, you know, that increases, that happens, it also helps to benefit battling with chronic pain and, again, depression, okay? It also regulates dopamine. Now, dopamine, excuse me, is the body's reward system, the natural reward system, okay? Now, dysfunction of dopamine secretion is linked to addiction. So when you meditate, if you're having increased levels of dopamine secretion, that's going to help you with self-regulation. So instead of, you know, reaching for that cigarette without even thinking, you're going to be, I don't need it, you know, you're going to realize it's not bad for you, or that drink, or, you know, that bag of chips, you know, things like that, okay? It also helps to reduce cortisol, okay? Cortisol is the body's stress hormone, okay? So when you have high levels of stress hormone, of cortisol in your body, this is linked to inflammation and weight gain, which a lot of people, we don't want that, right? Also, it helps to reduce norepinephrine levels. Norepinephrine is your adrenaline, Now, it's nice sometimes to experience adrenaline, but not on a regular chronic basis. We don't want that, okay? So this again is a stress hormone that we don't want, high levels in the body. It also increases gray matter in the prefrontal cortex, and this leads to improved focus, problem solving, and emotional regulation. Also, it decreases the activity in the oblongata, and which this leads to a lesser fear response in the body. So, whenever we have, this fear response in our body, we don't tend to think logically. So we really don't want that to be set off, okay? It also has been found that increases brain stimulation, okay? Now, when you increase your brain stimulation, this is helping to prevent atrophy and functional decline that's associated with aging, okay? Now, this benefit has been found in people who just meditate for 10 minutes a day. 10 minutes a day. So that's why I said just start for 5, but it's gotta be on a regular, consistent basis, okay? Now, let's talk about the non-science benefits of meditating. Now, in my opinion, the highest benefit of meditating is it's teaching you how to concentrate. Now, we have this brain that has this huge capacity, and we're taught that, we only use maybe like 10, they used to say 10%, but they found out a little bit more, maybe up 20. Not that much though, that's not much. What is the rest of the 80% doing? Okay, so we go to school, we take exams, we study, we memorize things. So, through that, we're kind of, having to concentrate our mind, but nobody actually sits there and trains us how to concentrate, to be able to do our schoolwork and to be able to get good grades. We just don't learn that. Now, when you meditate, that's exactly what you're doing. You are learning how to concentrate, how to focus on one thing and not allow your brain to get distracted. That is a huge benefit, a massive benefit, okay? Basically, you're working on your breath. You're working with your breath. And the only thing that can really bring you into the present moment is your breath. I mean, whenever you want to be present, you think about your breath, and right away you're in the present moment. Now, research has shown that people whose mind wanders a lot, this is linked with feelings of not feeling happy. So can you imagine? If you're all of a sudden, you're meditating on a regular basis, you're learning how to concentrate, you're learning how to be present, you're gonna feel a lot happier, all right? And the thing about being present and the thing about concentration, if you're able to concentrate your mind and focus, imagine the benefits. When you're at work and you're doing your work, you're doing a project, your mind is completely engaged in what you're doing. You're not kind of getting sidetracked and losing time. From this time to this time, you're completely focused on the task you're doing. So you do things faster, you do things with less mistakes, you retain things better, and you just become more efficient, you become a better worker, you become a better athlete. If you're somebody who's involved in sports or just going to the gym or whatever, yoga, Pilates, cycling, rock climbing, it doesn't matter. Everything's gonna improve because you're there, you're noticing, oh, you know what? Not to grab that rock, because that rock, I can see my fingers are not gonna wrap around that properly. Or, when you're cycling, you notice something ahead, or you realize that, you're not doing something with your ankle that's kind of making you go slower. Whatever it is, okay? In other ways, it's also about, if you're a public speaker, okay, I'm a yoga teacher, so it's kind of public speaking. You're gonna notice things in your audience. You're gonna notice when you're losing their attention. You're gonna notice when you're engaging your audience. There's all kinds of responses that people give you. And a lot of times people are not present. I notice this a lot of times when I go to public speaking events, or there's just a speaker there, And I watch the room and I see, you know, they're losing their audience and they don't make adjustments. I mean, that's your job as a public speaker, to keep your audience engaged. So that is what meditation gives you. You basically are able to read the signals and signs in your environment, whether it be, you know, nonverbal responses or, like I said, in nature, whatever it is. And in your relationships, that's very significant. Like, imagine you're with somebody that, you know, is your significant other, your husband, your wife, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, and you're in an embrace, kissing, hugging, whatever, it doesn't matter. Imagine what it would be like if you're completely with that person. You're completely engaged, you're feeling everything. You're feeling what's going on with yourself, what's going on with that person. I mean, that's powerful. Imagine if you meditate on a regular basis, how powerful your brain will be, how much that will impact your life. If you're taking in everything from your environment, or at least increased amounts of information from your environment, how much more knowledgeable, prepared, understanding you will be. So it's just 5 minutes a day. Start today. Let's see how you go. Let me know how you go, and I'll see you next time.